So here we go. First video from myself, the Restoration Shack. You might have seen a few of my other videos where we've done some charity cars in the past, 2014, 2016. 2016 was the Mad Max one. So I also did a campervan conversion this past 6 months. Then decided, well, I've been doing these bikes 7 years. Might be time to start showing you guys what I do. So I'm Mark. I usually specialise in restoration of these, which it shouldn't look like this, but it's an 8-ball Lowrider. So this one I picked up recently. A lot of issues with it. First of all, wrong forks. We've got no fenders. It's been sat outside, so we've got green stuff growing on the seat there. All the rims are rusty. It's a 72 spoke, whereas usually we try and put 144 spoke wheels on them. Look a lot nicer, a lot more desirable. Wrong crank, and basically the frame has got surface and rust issues everywhere. So over the next few videos I'll be stripping this down and starting to renovate it, restore it, get the frame all nice chrome polished back up, and then basically going to rebuild it with proper factory parts. The sissy bar looks like it's off one of the 2004 Bratz bikes. Handlebars, not sure what they're off, may reuse them. Just get rid of the glare there. Front fork is, don't know what that's off, but it's a triple clamp. It should have a Springer front, which I've got one in the shelf somewhere. So we'll just carry on and we'll start building. So before we start on this one, I'll give you a quick tour of the other bikes in the shop. Some projects, some are done, some are basically not decided what to do with them yet. So the first one is an early, I think it's early mid-90s Mag Race 3 chrome mountain bike. It's got aluminium mag wheels, Italia. It's basically pretty much stock. Got it from a guy in Dewsbury in the UK. It had been sat in a shed, I think, for 10 years plus. It was overall, it was complete. Did a bit of TLC. We've got a lot of surface rust on the frame, which is, as you can see in the picture just at the top there, which now you can see the video is gone. Just needed new cabling. So the grips are gone. They were perished, which you can see in the top there. So we put new ones of those on. Basically just serviced it, and that's my daily ride. If I go out, that's what I'm on. So next project, not yet decided what to do with this fully, but this is a mobike, shaft driven. Not seen one of these before. Well, I've seen them on the internet, but I've never owned a shaft driven bike. So you don't have any chain, it just has a shaft drive from the crank through to the back wheel. It's disc front and rear, held on with a single stanchion there, or single support, however you want to call it. They were used in London. I think they were like these hire bikes where you put your card in and then you can hire it for a number of hours. I'm thinking I can do something with this. It's aluminium frame, it's heavy as heck, but I'm pretty sure I can do something with that, customise it. It has a sort of weird basket thing that goes on the front there, clamps on a little shopping basket, but not yet decided what we're going to do with that. But I like the look of it. I'm pretty sure I can make that a little bit more individual and make it look a lot better. On to the next. We've seen what a project bike looks like. I can show you what a standard bike looks like, and then I'll now show you what they can look like if you really go to town on them. So this took me about 3 years to build, and instead of, basically I've added twists. So you've got twist frame, twist seat post, twist pedals, twist chain guard, twist everything, twist exhaust. You've also got on this model Continental kit, so you have a nice spare wheel that matches everything else with the stamps on them, and also underneath the cover, twist steering wheel. And then you go to twist grips, twist mirrors. Just straighten them up, little bad boy. There we go. Twist trim rings. Basically anything I could find that was twisted, it went on this bike. This I use as my kind of show bike, so if anybody's ever after a lowrider build from me, I can sort of show them this. So full chromed beach cruiser, once again made by the 8-ball Lowrider collection. Should see the badge somewhere just in there, tucked in there, look. I've got 2 of these, one for myself, for my partner, not finished hers yet, just put some new fenders on. Story behind that one, I found it at a VW show 3 years ago, couldn't get it in the car, kicked myself all the way home because we hadn't bought it. Never found another one online, then went back to the same VW show the year after. The guide still got it for sale, but not with him. So a quick drive down to Bournemouth, which anybody that's in the UK, I live in Manchester, so a quick drive is about 5 hours down there. Picked it up and it was in a pretty sorry state after being left outside for that year at least. Here's a picture of what it looked like when we picked it up. So decided to strip it all down as normal, clean it all up. Ran it with the 72 spoke wheels on until we found a nice set of 144 spokes, and then put those on. Sorry, that one. Partner's bike. Same on mine, same on hers. And now we just put them on the back of the van, and if we're ever anywhere, just ride those. Absolutely great to ride. Single speed, fixed wheel, but has the back pedal brake on them as well, on both of them. Same with this, with the cruiser, sorry, with the Lowrider, all back pedal brakes on them. Just great bikes. This one terrible to ride, but the beach cruisers, love it. So let's make a start. Try and keep up the camera if I can, so I'm not blocking your view. But start strip down. See what we need. Wheels, 15mm on your wheels. Relatively easy. Have to decide whether we're going to keep these. See if I can strip them and clean them. Quite badly pitted on the rims, but they might come back up, or might use them on a rat bike. We'll see. So basically on these they have an arm that connects to the rear leg, and that basically clears for the rear brake, so it keeps it in place. Usually need a couple of 10mm spanners on those. He says trying to find his other 10mm spanner. Let's have a look. Let's go. So condition of the rear wheel is better. It's got some it's actually quite badly pitted there. There's surface rust on it. Once again, may clean up, but may just use it on a rat bike if I decide to do a rat bike project. Just get the chain guard off. That one usually by a couple of screws, but the front one's missing. That one. Chain will split in a bit. Relatively easy. If you guys can see that, it's usually have on just a little clamp bolt. Like that, we should be able to metal polish that one back up. So, on seat, you can see it's nice and, well, you might not be able to see on the camera, but you've got a lot of green moss growing in there. Pad's pretty much shot, there's nothing left in that. Bit at the front, but that's gone there. That's an aftermarket sissy bar. Seat post is original, that'll clean up nice. But we'll have to either recover, or I might have got another one on the shelf somewhere, standard. Or even an upgrade seat for it. We'll have a look at that in a bit. Take that out. Some those to get the handlebars off. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Right, might not be able to. Let's just adjust your position. Better. Now you can see what I can see, hopefully. Except when I put my hands in the way. So, try and do this one-handed, let's see what we can do. These two bolts release the clamp. That should then come out of the way. This is a non-standard top as well, so I have to look for a proper clamp. Wow, that's stiff. Like I said earlier, we might use the sissy bars. They're in fairly good condition, slightly the wrong shape, and somebody's made an attempt at have a black electrical tape for grips, but you know, each to their own. Spacers off. Okay, let's get these off. I need to just persuade them a bit. Surprising, so it's been set outside that long. Hammer time, I think. There we go. Release the top and the bottom drops out. We'll have a look at the bearing case in a bit. I think that'll need changing for the one that comes with the ordinary suspension. It's the left chain, we've got crank. So look into that. So looking at it, move you back down again, bear with me. We're looking for Lowrider on there, Lowrider collection, and it says that on it. So that's the original front cog. These are aftermarket. It looks like it's a bottom bracket and then it's got these on them, but it usually should be a one-piece bottom bracket like the old BMXs. These pedals, very cheap and nasty, not original, so I'm not going to bother with those. I'm going to probably bin those, so we might as well just try and split this and take the bottom bracket out and keep that front cog. So let's crack on with that. At this point you'd probably say, why don't you put some WD-40 on? Pretty much because I forgot. That would have been a better idea, I think. A bit of WD on there, but it's out. So that was... Well, I'll go and get the lever. That's one. Anybody's interested, the tools I'm using are Lifeline bicycle. It's a Lifeline bicycle kit. So basically it has all the tools, different spanner sizes, hub adjusters, hub pullers, 15mm for your wheel nuts, etc, etc. Very good kit. Wasn't that expensive, but has come useful quite a long. You know, pliers for doing your brakes as well. So it's been a very useful kit. I've had it years now, but I found it valuable. So let's see if that is stopping us removing the end there. Let's have another go. Persuade it. That is on there. That they're good. Well, what I think I'll do is remove it as a whole, because I'm not keeping this. I'm not keeping that. The only piece I need is that. So what I'll probably do is soak that in WD-40 and that'll fix that up. But let's get that off now. Better? Yeah, looks better. So these are usually opposite threads. I've got the right one. Yes. Opposite thread, opposite thread. So basically, whereas usually lefty loosey and righty tighty, this is totally opposite. So the nut and the washer off. This should then, try and do it from behind there like that, loosen off. Now that is proper of the Lowrider. Cage is also the same. It's had water in there. You can see with the rust discoloration it's dry. There's a little bit of white grease, but the rest of it's quite dry. And that is also off the original bike. Same on the other side. We've got water that's gone in, but we've got the two. Okay, and there's no bearings missing or out. Not seen the rubber grommet before. And then when I loosen this will and then that hex nut, that will release the sprocket that we need for the rebuild. But we'll put that to one side. We'll put them in the jar. Put that to one side for the next thing. So all that's left now, we've got the bearings out of there. These bearings have come out of there. Remove that clamp. Get the kickstand off. That's also not original, but I'm sure I've got one of those somewhere. And then we can start on the clean up. So 15, 14. Although not original, I think I might be able to use that on something else if I can straighten the leg. That's quite handy, these adjustable stands. So the original bracket's still in there for it, got quite a lot of rust around there. Link chain splitter there. Basically open it out. Don't know how well you can see. Drop that. Drop the chain in there like that, and this just pushes one of the pins out. So sit it down, force that in, and if you can see, it's pushing the pin out. Try and feel it for when it gets to the end, like that. Bring that back out. Split. Chain removed. It's not take too long, better than I thought actually. We'll have a little bit of a close up on the frame. Just you can see here from this distance the areas that are a problem, but they always go on that joint there, in between there, so I've got quite a bit of work into that one. And then down near the crank at the bottom, that's usually quite a problem as well. And up near the top where the seat goes in, we usually have some problems, but it's not too bad. There's no major pitting except for in there where we've got, like I say, we've got some issues, but we'll address those. To do a frame walk, let's have a look in there, clean that out, get rid of that rust, rubbish in there. This will all come up pretty well. Just a lot of dirt and rust in that area there as well. But, so I've used, actually that looks quite bad as well. That is pretty bad there. That will take, so I'm going to have a little think about that area. any comments or any tips that you guys use. Happy to listen. We use various. We use citric acid. I've used wire wool with a chrome cleaner, make an abrasive, or WD-40 and wire wool. Lots of different ways. But yeah, I'm lucky with these. They don't have any sort of lacquer coating on them, so you can actually polish straight onto the metal, clean the metal. So all I'll do is I'll have a little bit of a go, just show you an area, and then so I'll focus on this down tube here, give that a bit of a clean, and then we can see what difference it makes.